Well, hello, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jessica. I make videos about fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and travel, usually on the more affordable end of things. And today I am so excited because I have a really fun Old Navy fall haul for you guys. Old Navy has some seriously super cute stuff in right now. Like, I haven't shopped in Old Navy in forever, and I tipped my toe back in last summer and they had such cute stuff, so I thought I would try again. And what really grabbed me was the fact that Zac Posen has a handbag line at Old Navy right now. I had to check it out because I love Zac Posen. If I could have afforded one of his wedding gowns, that's what I would have gotten married in. Anyway, I'm going to give you guys a little handbag review in this video and show you some fun new clothing pieces that I love at Old Navy. So without further ado, let's jump right in. If you're interested in anything you're going to see today, they will all be linked down in the description box in the order that they appear, along with my sizing information, if that helps you determine what size you might need. Let's see some fun outfits. Now, before you get really excited and think that we're about to talk about this top, because it's from Old Navy, I am so sorry to report that it is not from Old Navy. I'll talk to you about it in a second. But what I do want to talk to you about is this really cute little jean mini skirt. I feel like a denim mini is such a great wardrobe staple that you really can't go wrong with having in your wardrobe. And if you don't have one, then this is such an affordable one to grab. The denim feels really sturdy. It feels quality and well made. I'm wearing it in a size 6. And I will say, I think it's true to size. I was a little shocked though, because I feel as though Old Navy's sizes, they usually run a little bit big. I feel like they do a little vanity sizing at Old Navy, which, you know, I'm not going to complain about. I like some vanity sizing. It makes me feel good. But this, when I put it on, it's a size 6, which is my typical size. I had a hard time getting it over the booty. And I don't think that, you know, I've packed on anything there. And if anything, I hope it's a little smaller than it has been in the past. But anyway, all that to say, it was a little snug getting it up, but once I got it over, it's super cute and it fits great. It does have a little bit of like gapping in the waist, not too terrible if I just kind of pull it down a little bit. But if you are pear-shaped or you do have a bit more of a booty, you might want to size up a size just to allow for more room to get into it. That's the only thing I'll say. But otherwise, I think it feels great now that it's on. It was a little struggle. Because some of you may be wondering where this shirt is from, and I don't blame you, it is super fun. This is actually a piece that I've had forever, but just now feel like I can try on because it's not like too swelteringly hot anymore. And it is from a Nigerian designer that I love named Imad Aduso. And I mean, how fun is this? It's a mesh shirt with these little like 3D huge butterflies sewn onto it. I have the little matching mini skirt that goes with it. Together, it is such a look. But I thought it would be really fun to pair with this denim mini skirt because, you know, a denim mini skirt is kind of a basic, more simple piece. So I thought, why not put it on with a statement top, which this is definitely a statement. So if you're interested in this top, I will link this down in the description box. But Imad Adusa has some like really beautiful, very statement making and colorful pieces. Really cool indie designer out of Nigeria. So highly recommend checking out her website. Okay, I'm actually really loving this outfit. I can't see myself feasibly wearing this where I live for a while, but I'm loving everything that's going on. So I decided to pop on with this denim mini skirt, this super cute contrasting striped cropped sweater. I'm wearing this in a size small, and I would say this is meant to fit kind of boxy and oversized. So I would absolutely recommend taking your true size, or you could even size down one size if you want it to have a little bit more of a fitted look. But I love this. It's, first of all, I have to just comment on how soft it is. It is so snuggly. I don't want to take this off. And the only reason why this is comfortable right now is because I am blasting my AC at this moment, but I will sweat if I go outside in this today. So I literally do need to not be wearing this, but I love the green and navy wide stripes that go over the torso, contrasting with the smaller navy and sort of like cornflower blue stripes on the sleeves. I just think that is such a fun and playful element of this sweater. I think they do have some other colorways of this, but to me, I just thought the green, the navy, and the blue was so classic and fun. So this is something that I will definitely be keeping because it just adds so much personality and visual interest to a look. You could wear this with just a really simple outfit and it would already just make a really fun, bold, colorful statement. So super cute piece in my opinion, very affordable like everything else at Old Navy. And just so unbelievably comfortable. And I'm really loving this outfit that I put together because I feel like this wide stripes in this sweater is kind of playing into that preppy, academia kind of trend that I talked about in my fall 2025 trends video. If you guys haven't caught that one yet, don't worry, I'll link it up here and in the description box if you want to watch that one next to get up on all the fun wearable fall trends. But also, I just felt like these colors really kind of tapped into that preppy vibe, that and the fact that it's these really bold stripes. Pairing it with some wellies, even though it is not going to be raining in LA anytime soon, one thing that I have noticed as an upcoming shoe trend in the fall is wearing rain boots or wellies just as fashion, not necessarily when it rains. So if you have a pair and you want to add a little bit more funkiness to your looks and further add in that vibe of like sort of the English countryside version of preppy into your looks, having wellies is a great sort of way to do that. And then throwing it on with a trench coat really kind of still adds to that preppy, but sort of British, sort of preppy vibe, if you will. And I love this trench coat. I just got it from Quince. We're going to talk about it more in my upcoming Quince try on haul. But together, this is such a fun and preppy, but still playful look. And I promised we were going to talk about the Zac Posen bags that are at Old Navy right now. And this is the first one that I grabbed, and I absolutely love this. So if you guys aren't aware, Zac Posen is the vice president, I believe, and creative director at Gap, of which Old Navy is one of the brands that Gap owns. So I saw on Instagram the other day that Old Navy was dropping a line of handbags that were designed by Zac Posen. Zac Posen used to have a brand called Zac Posen, and they used to make the most gorgeous, unique handbags that were like a mid-range luxury price tag, like maybe between like $400 to $700 a bag. So like kind of an attainable luxury bag. That brand is no more, unfortunately. I still go on Poshmark and try to hunt for certain bags of his that I love to buy secondhand, just because I love his aesthetic and his design so much. So first of all, I have to say I'm so impressed by the bags in this collection. This is like the really large tote bag. They have this in a smaller size, but I got this in the really beautiful vibrant red color. You've got this sort of shorter strap, which sort of serves as like, you know, something that you could carry this just over your arm like that. And then you've also got this longer shoulder strap, so you could wear it crossbody or you could wear it on your shoulder. And it is adjustable thanks to buckle right here. The hardware actually looks pretty nice. This is obviously faux leather, but it feels so buttery soft, and it doesn't feel like a cheap, crappy faux leather. I feel like the stitching on the side looks really nice. All throughout, the stitching, I think, looks really good. You can see the bottom. It's a huge bag. It's very, very roomy inside. You can see just how massive it is in there. You could fit your whole life in this bag. I love that it has the little buckle that goes across the bag to sort of pinch it in at the sides. But I have it unbuckled right now, and I feel like the bag is still very easily maintaining that folded in shape, which is a really nice aspect of that, like, because that way you don't have to have it buckled all the time just to make it look like this. You can easily get it out of your bag without buckling it. So absolutely gorgeous. This comes in black, it comes in brown, it comes in like a faux suede material. I believe like the strap that goes, you know, the handle and the strap that goes lengthwise across the bag is a faux leather, but this bigger part is a faux suede. There's a blush color that's like in the faux suede. So many different beautiful color variations. If you're looking for a chic and incredibly affordable bag to carry everything this fall, this is a great one to pick up. I mean, I'm obsessed. It's for the price point, but I'm not surprised because anything that Zac Posen does, I am generally a huge fangirl of. So there's that. Since we're on the topic of the bags, let me show you the other two that I grabbed to try. This is like this tiny little bucket bag that they have. It's a little bit smaller in person than I was anticipating it being, and it's in this two-tone. So you've got the brown right here on top with the contrasting black on the bottom in the little magnetic closure strap, as well as the shoulder strap. This one, I don't know what it is. It doesn't feel as nice as the red one, material-wise. Maybe because it's smaller, so the shape of it and the look of it doesn't get away with looking as nice as the bigger, more voluminous one does, if that makes any sense. But still a really cute bag, and I think this two-tone look is really cute and very chic. It's got a little magnetic closure here, so You got that gold hardware there, and then it just magnetizes. It's a pretty strong, good magnet, I have to say. Again, like the red one, all the stitching I think looks pretty nice. And then on the inside, it's pretty small. That's only gonna fit like your cell phone, a small wallet, your AirPods, a lipstick, maybe a powder. So this is not really gonna fit a ton, but definitely a very cute little bag if you don't need a ton of space and you just want a little pop. But again, very affordable. Don't love this one as much as the red one, but still super cute. I also grabbed this little shoulder bag style that they have in the Zac Posen handbag line. This is pretty straightforward. You've got a flap with a magnetic closure right here. And then it does have a little bit of an adjustable aspect on the shoulder strap because you've got the buckle there with 3 different hole options if you want to make the shoulder strap a little bit shorter or longer depending on your preference. And then inside the bag, pretty simple. There's no pockets or anything in the interior, but it's a pretty good size. Definitely got a little bit more room than the previous bag, but just a cute little shoulder bag situation. And again, I think this looks so chic. It's very simple in its construction, which I think was smart of them to do because being that it is such a, cheap bag, it doesn't look cheap because it is just a very classic construction, no crazy bells and whistles. But again, the stitching looks really great throughout. Just feel like it's very well constructed and the design is just nice and clean. Cute little bag to grab if you are looking for something to add to your wardrobe that isn't going to break the bank, but still is going to have that classic chic look. Okay, back to the clothing side of things. I picked up this fun little cardigan situation. I think this is so cute. This is very much in keeping with the whole boho trend that's coming back and making a resurgence. I feel like you've got just the fun little ruffle on the collar, the tie here, and then it buttons down the front. What I really like about this is the buttons are kind of hidden behind the fabric, if that makes any sense. So it's not taking away or detracting from the sweater. It just kind of looks like the sweater is coming together at those couple points where the buttons are. I think it's definitely meant to be worn closed like this because otherwise, I tried wearing it untied at the top and it just looks kind of weird. Like it's definitely meant to have the bow there and everything fastened up. Now, obviously, depending on your bust size and some other things, these holes here in the front might gape a little bit. So to sort of combat that, I wore a little lace bralette underneath this so that when you do kind of see a little bit of a peak of skin, you see the lace bralette. So it kind of looks more intentional. It's prettier to show than just your typical bra, which I think just would look a little strange just to have that visible. And those lace bralettes are sort of made to be visible. So when you wear those under things that are more sheer or have holes like this, it looks a little bit better. But I love the little flare sleeves. That is so much fun. It's the yarn that it is woven from has kind of a multi-faceted look to it. It kind of goes from like a light lilac to almost a white. So it gives it a little bit more of a dimension. It's very, very cropped, but definitely a cute piece. Comes in some other colors. I'm wearing this in a size small, definitely true to size. I do want to note for those of you with like sensory issues, you might find this to feel a little scratchy or itchy. It's not terrible for me personally. I can handle it, but I can feel it a little bit. And I can imagine that if you are someone that just is bothered by a scratchier sort of sweater, you might not love the feel of this. So I just wanted to put that out there for you. Wearing it with these wide leg slouch jeans in a size 6, they definitely fit true to size, although they're a little bit weird on the length. I had to really slouch them down quite a bit for them to hit the right place at my shoes. Otherwise, when I first put them on and had them a little bit higher up, they looked a little bit like high waters on me. And I am 5'7" for reference. I'm not sure if these come in a longer inseam or not. If they do, I'll put that on the screen. But I'm pretty sure if they do come in various inseams, I most likely went for the regular one because that's usually like the default one that I usually choose. But they are a great wide leg jean. And if you are looking for a wide leg jean that you can kind of slouch down, like pull down a little bit and wear more low rise, this is really a great pair for that. I would argue that maybe that's what they were meant to do. The pockets on the butt, though, when I slouch them down, seem like they're placed in a sort of strange place on my booty. But other than that, I think they look really cute. They're very comfortable. They've got a little bit of stretch to them. And these also do come in quite a few different colors and washes if you're looking for something different than this light denim. But like I've said in a lot of other videos, I find it really difficult to find wide leg jeans that actually look wide leg on me just because of my shape, having that booty, having hips. Usually even wide leg jeans, they kind of fit too much in that area and then they're wide and it's just not a cute look. But these definitely do give that wide leg from the top of the pant all the way to the floor, which is what I'm personally always struggling to find with my body type. So if you're like me and you do also struggle with that, this is a great pair of jeans for people who do have a little bit more of a bigger lower half. Another fun boho find is this little ruffle short sleeved top or blouse, I guess. This is so fun and lightweight, perfect for those of us who are looking to get in on sort of like the fall trends, but probably will have a little while before we're able to be wearing sweaters and knitwear and jackets. Yeah, that's me here in Los Angeles. And I'm sure if you are in Southern California, New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, Nevada, a lot of other states in the more southern part of the country, you're probably in the same boat. So I love this. It's so romantic and pretty. I love the little ruffles that go all around the collar. It's got this little tie right here that looks cute when it's worn tied, but I kind of like it untied. It makes it a little bit more low cut, a little bit more sultry, I think, a little bit more, I don't know, like poetic or romantic. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but I just think it looks cuter when it's untied. It just feels a little bit more undone. And the little crisscross of the ruffles that happen lower, it just has so many cute little feminine details. Just a super easy top that you can just throw on with a pair of jeans. And I feel like it just makes your outfit feel a little bit more fun and thought out just because there are so many details going on in the top. I'm always looking for blouses like this that are a great alternative to a t-shirt because a lot of times when I'm just feeling kind of lazy and I don't really want to put that much thought into my outfit on like a day-to-day basis, I'm just going to gravitate towards a t-shirt and jeans. And so when I have fun little blouses like this to throw on instead, it's really like the same amount of effort that you're making, but your outfit just looks a little bit more thoughtful than if you went for a t-shirt, if that makes sense. So yeah, gorgeous shirt, comes in some other colors, but I think the white just kind of evokes that fun boho vibe. Now we got to talk about this barn jacket. I've talked about so much the last year about how barn jackets are such a on-trend jacket, but they're definitely like a very classic jacket. One that I think that you'll have for years, regardless of if it's like the hot jacket like it is currently. Now, this one in particular, I really love because it's this light blush color, and then it's got a contrasting corduroy collar in sort of a rusty pinkish tone. And I love this because you don't necessarily see a lot of barn jackets in a feminine color like blush, right? Usually they come in like a khaki color or a brown or sometimes even a denim, but never blush. So I love this. It also is really kind of giving the Loewe pink blush barn jacket that's definitely sold out, which really doesn't matter to me because I don't got the money for Loewe. But if you did love that jacket and you couldn't afford it, this is maybe a good little inspired piece, I would say. I got this in a medium. I'm not sure why. That could have been because the small was out of stock and I just went for the next size. It is already kind of an oversized jacket, so you don't need to size up a size. I could have taken a small, so I'm guessing it's because the small was out of stock. Hopefully they restock it. But if you do have to go up a size, it still looks cute. It makes it look a little bit even more oversized. So it just depends on the look that you want. But this is super cute. I love it. The blush is not too pink where it looks super obvious. It still looks like a great neutral color that could go with so many different outfits and be super versatile, but at the same time, still giving a little bit of a feminine vibe to an otherwise a little bit more of a manlier or more masculine style jacket, which you guys know, if you know me, which you know, if you watch my videos, that I love a good mix of girly and masculine. I think it's just a really fun contrast to add into your outfits. One huge piece that has been a quintessential part of the sort of preppy academia type of trend is the rugby shirt. I have been seeing rugby shirts absolutely everywhere lately. I have one already, but Old Navy had one in a colorway that I really liked. That was different than the one I already have. It's a little bit more girly and feminine, being that it's like a dusty pink and maroon kind of combination. So I had to pick it up. Unfortunately, they did not have my size. This shirt comes in petite, regular, and tall lengths, which is really cool. Old Navy is creating those different lengths even in shirts for all the different heights of us out there. But they did not have this regular small size. So I went ahead and got the tall small because they did have that. And it does fit kind of on the longer side, but it's not the end of the world. What I will say is, though, it's very oversized. The product page says that it's oversized, and they are not lying. So you could absolutely size down a size in this if you wanted to have a little bit more of a fitted look. But if you take your regular size, it's going to have that sort of like, you know, loose, I picked this up off of my boyfriend or husband or partner, whoever, kind of a look. But it's super comfortable, 100% cotton. The colorway is so fun. Like I said, I love to take something masculine and find some way to make it feel kind of girly. And because rugby shirts inherently feel like they're kind of a masculine piece, to get it in a colorway that is more soft and feminine is a really fun combination, I think. I paired it with these silk trousers that I've had for quite a few years from J. Crew that has some similar color tones going on in them with a different pattern. And I think this is such a fun print mix because I'm incorporating similar colors to sort of tie it together. You've got a big bold pattern on the top. The pants are kind of a smaller, more busy pattern. And I think together it really works. And then popped on some dressier velvet ballet flats and a cute little clutch. And I love this sort of like dressy but still kind of easygoing look. You know, the pants, the shoes, the bag are kind of giving dressy, but the shirt is really sporty and athletic and casual. And so the pairing of those two vibes together, I think makes, again, a really interesting contrast, much like pairing something feminine and masculine together. Taking something that looks kind of sporty, pairing it with something that feels a little bit more dressed up is also another really fun outfit combination that just makes your outfit feel a little bit more unique and different. This cardigan is actually one that I put in my recommendations for my fall 2025 trends video. If you all watched that, when I pop up little like shoppable items on the screen, and I just had to go ahead and grab it for myself. Of course, this was in the whole preppy academia section. Clearly, from what we've done in this haul so far, I'm loving that trend so far. I got this in a medium, I think, just to have it be a little bit more oversized and slouchy, and I love this. If it's in this burgundy, which is a color that I have been having an obsession over, both this upcoming fall, I'm still so into it, and then last fall, I went in all in on burgundy. So I don't care if this is not the it color this fall, it still is in my opinion. But what I love about this cardigan is it has the little white stripes that go along the closure of the cardigan and on the collar or on the wrists. And I think just that little detail, rather than this being a solid color, but having that little contrast white stripes gives it that extra preppy look. I could totally see like there being a patch of some sort, like a crest for a private school or something on this, which I love. So I think this is a really nice cardigan. I love the cable knit of it. It feels really nice and luxe, doesn't feel cheap. It's a good medium weight. It's not super flimsy, but it's also not very heavyweight either. So it's kind of like that perfect cardigan weight, in my opinion. And I believe it will go with so many things this fall and winter and give anything you pair it with that sort of prep school preppy kind of vibe. Wearing it with this very cute little lace camisole, also from Old Navy. I was so obsessed with these kinds of camisoles in particular when I was like in high school, I want to say in the Y2K era, which is very much back now as Gen Z seems to have quite the fixation with it. And I'm not mad about these coming back because these are such cute shirts in my opinion. They have that little bit of like a lingerie look, but they're just cute to wear underneath a cardigan like I'm doing here, wearing them underneath a blazer, wearing them layered underneath maybe like a deeper V-neck sweater as like a little extra layer and have a little bit of lace peeking out. So they're a really versatile piece that you can style and wear in so many different ways. I am wearing a small, definitely fits true to size, though it is a little bit snug across the chest. So if you do happen to be bigger chested, you might want to size up just to allow for a little extra room to feel a little bit more comfortable. The spaghetti straps are adjustable, of course, and it's just a great little like lingerie inspired lace camisole tank top. Lace trimmed camisoles and skirts and dresses was definitely a huge trend that I saw on the fall 2025 runways that I did discuss in my fall trends video, which I'm plugging that video again. So make sure you guys watch that if you haven't checked it out after this video. But purple was also a huge color trend for this fall, surprisingly. And I really don't have a whole lot of purple stuff. So I picked this up because it's got like this deeper purple trim with the lilac base. I'm not a huge purple fan, but I do really love lilac. So I like that it has like a hint of the deeper purple, but it's not full on all deep purple with mostly lilac. It's a cute contrast. This does come in some other colorways if you want a different color, but if you want the purple, then you'll definitely, the purple with the lace, this is definitely a super on trend piece for this fall. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm going to go ahead and throw up my fall 2025 trends video right here so you can check that out next. If you haven't watched it, get all in the know on what is trending this fall and winter season. If you're not already a subscriber, I would love it if you would consider hitting that red subscribe button and joining the fam here. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out so much and helps me to grow and be discovered by new people and do more awesome new things. I really appreciate your support. It means so much. Go ahead and check this video out next if you want. And if not, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.